How's anybody gonna call this a country song? Y'all ever heard this song? It came up on my playlist, so I thought I'd let it go for a little while. This is offensive. First of all, it's someone with 2 first names, Luke Bryan, it says, talking about how he wants a country girl to shake it for him. First of all, she ain't got to do nothing that you ask for. Okay, that's the first off. Second off, this ain't country music. This is asking a lady to shake it for you. That's not. Country music about pain, a heartache, love. This is nonsense. Sorry, but I let my music go for a second or two so people can come online here. Oh, see this country. Spotify pulling through. This country right here, Billy Ray. Okay, also another gentleman that has 2 first names. Okay, but see, this is good classic music. This is good classic country music. You can't even fight this. Okay, you can't fight with this. Listen to these lyrics. Listen to this. It's heartbreak. Go back into the farm. Tell my feet to hit the floor. Lori says maybe she wants to shake her martini. She could. Listen to this classic chorus. Yes. It's breaking. Nobody understands. That's what country music about. It's about people not understanding your plight. Ain't you break it heart. Oh, it got serious there. It might kill a man. All right. I'm going to start my music so we can get today's topic started. Hello, everybody. Hello. How y'all doing out there? Hello, my friends. Well, hello. Thank you for joining me. My name is Carol Pussycat, and I'm from the great state of Louisiana. Thank you for joining me today. As you know, those who have been joining me on my Tuesday sessions here, you know that we just like to talk to each other. You know what I mean? We just like to talk about different topics that are going on in the world, different situations, all out and about. As we talk, feel free to write in some questions in the comments. I'll give a few thoughts on what I say. Oh, hey, Funky Dog Improv, give me a shout out. Hey, how you all doing? Thank you for letting me host this show on your channels. I very much appreciate it. I went to all kinds of people. I went to ABC, went to CBS, NBC, and they had some not kind words for me when I told them, look, I'm all about telling the truth. Okay, I'm all about getting the word out there to people about common sense and how to live your life, giving people life advice, okay? They didn't want to hear it. They said, oh, do you have a cute kid that acts like Sheldon? Okay, or oh, do you have a mockumentary series? No, this is the rebirth of entertainment. This is what people need to be seeing, okay? Okay, so like I was saying, feel free to put some questions down in the comments. I'll try to jot them down as I go, and we'll have a little question answer at the end. Y'all gotta excuse me today. I'm having a bit of heartburn. I just took some Pepsi. Well, I took whatever the great value equivalent of Pepsi is. I'm so sorry. Before this live stream, I'm trying to settle this down. I got myself a best barefoot Cabernet Sauvignon. Okay, helps me settle my stomach. I find it relaxes my nervous system. Some people say that alcohol is not good for queasiness, but I find the opposite. You know what I mean? I think that perhaps it might be that I get the queasiness because my body has gone so long without it. You know what I mean? Usually a good 15, 20 minutes is about the max I can go. Really, if I'm being honest. I'm not a boozer, but just without a sip of something to wet my whistle. You know what I mean? And I find wine, like barefoot, things like that, pretty cheap, $5. Not crazy, not gonna make you drunk. I can drink 2-3 bottles a night, totally fine. Heather says, watching while cooking dinner. Please don't spoil my appetite. You know what goes well with dinner? $5 barefoot wines, Cabernet. I shouldn't give them so many plugs. They should be paying me for that. Okay, so let's get into our topics tonight. First off, it's become quite a tradition here on Carol's Corner that I have to start with how Walmart grocery pickup disappointed me this week. Okay? And lo and behold, they did it again. I swear to God, they did it again. You have a service that seems like it's a good, valid service. That seems like it'd be worth people's time. Let me tell you about what happened today. So, okay, we've been staying at home. Obviously, I've been cooking a lot more. Obviously, okay. I thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna get a little adventurous. I love Italian food. I love making Italian food. It's just something that I do, but I don't make it that often, right? Or if I do make it, it's literally just defrosting some noodles, boiling noodles, whatever you call it, and pouring a jar of sauce on it. So I said, I'm gonna get fancy. And I Googled, okay, a shrimp scampi recipe, and I got me a recipe from Anna Gotten, okay? All right, Anna Gotten from the Food Network. I got her shrimp scampi recipe, and I bought shrimps. I never make seafood either. I got me some shrimps. And this got fancy. Okay, her recipe called for simple ingredients, but the shrimps, the linguine, and Italian parsley, fresh parsley. And I said, ooh, I'm a big shot. I'm going to order me some fresh herbs from the Walmart grocery pickup. I order it. A day or two goes by. The day I'm going to make my shrimp scampi, I spent an hour peeling and deveining shrimp. I took some of my s'more stickers from a campfire and learned how to pull an intestine out of a shrimp and a little butt part. Did you know if you pull off the tail and scoop it from the underside, a little butt sack comes out? It's disgusting. I didn't know about it until I was about halfway through, and I popped it out accidentally, and I was just going to leave them and figured Burner wasn't going to know the difference, okay? But I went back and I pulled it out. Anyway, I go to chop my parsley, and I said, this smells familiar. This smells like when I used to go to Taco Tuesday before the world shut down. And I said, what's going on? Out of the corner of my eye, I catch a tag on that fresh bunch of herbs. Cilantro. They gave me cilantro, okay? Instead of Italian flat parsley. And then I Google, and then I say, can you use cilantro as Italian flat parsley? Because what am I supposed to do now? Now I'm up the creek. You know what I mean? And apparently it's a common mistake. Apparently they look very similar. I'm sorry. You're paying for a service, okay? You know what I mean? What if I had said I needed insulin and they gave me Advil? It's a travesty. That's endangering people's lives. You got to take that more seriously. So there we go. I'm sure next week I'll have another update for you on why Walmart is the worst on the grocery delivery, okay? But I'm going to let it go for now. I got to move past it. I know, cilantro. Everyone just I can't. I'm going to get too upset. Okay, let's talk about today's topic, shall we? Today's topic, I want to talk to you about homeschooling, virtual schooling, this new normal, okay, this new world. I know some people don't like the phrase new normal out there because, the hopes that it's going back to whatever. Let me tell you something right now. It ain't going back, okay? Y'all, children are disgusting anyway. I don't understand why people have been so dismissive of this fact. I don't want to get within 6 feet of a child regardless. Okay, regardless. And it took a giant global pandemic to remind people, oh, that's right, they may as well be rabies vectors, children, okay? So it ain't never going back to normal. Let me tell you that right now. Virtual schooling, homeschooling, that's going to be a thing of the future. Okay, that's what we're looking at right now. At least social distance classrooms. You know what I'm saying? You know what I saw on the news? I saw that some states. Oh, you bet you buy $1 on this one. Some states are now reviewing policies to where they might drop down recommended class size to about 10, 15 kids per class. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that something the teachers union all over the country has been asking for decades? I'm sorry. We didn't have the money to do it before. We didn't have the space to do it before. You got space now? You got space now, don't you? It's just funny. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so we've got this new virtual world of schooling, okay? We got this new virtual world. It's difficult. Y'all, I understand it's difficult, but let me point something out to you, okay? We told teachers across the nation, we said, hey, guess what? Tomorrow, don't bother coming in. We're going to take off a few days. And then we're going to have you all switch your entire curriculum to an entire virtual world and expect you to remain accountable for the same standards. Overnight, people. We did that overnight. Okay, these teachers busted their butts overnight. People still talking about, there are still people out there in this world that say, oh, what do people do? They just teach. Oh, they're glorified babysitters, this, that, and the other. These people instituted an entire education system online, took curriculum that some of them have dealt years developing and put it online overnight. So I'm just saying to you right now, if you're not an advocate, supporter, or teacher, you need to get out. Okay, this is America, and if you don't like it, you can get out. That's what I say. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous. These people are superheroes. Y'all ever sat in the classroom? You know, a lot of people don't know this. I'm getting spit in my mouth. A lot of people don't know this. I used to be a teacher. Yes, I did. You might think to yourself, Carol, what did you teach? I teach everything. Taught a German class, taught a life skills. I taught biology. Okay, I taught every kind of science. I did PE for a while too. I did PE for a while, and you know what? I like to do cross-curriculum stuff. You know what I mean? When I was teaching PE, I'd bring in some of the fetal pigs that we were dissecting in biology, and I split them right open on the kickball field, and I say, this is life. This is life. You know, you need to be educated across all disciplines. What happens if you out in the field one day playing a game and you come across something? You gotta know. You know what I mean? Anyway, so when I was a teacher, let me tell you, I know how hard it is. If you all ever sat in a classroom, you would know how disgustingly hard that teaching these children are. And let me tell you something. Another thing about this virtual schooling, I'm friends with a lot of teachers. And I'll tell you what, something that I have noticed is consistent across all of them, okay, something consistent across all my teacher friends, is they're saying, Miss Carol, do you know what my students saying? Do you know what they're saying about this? I've had teachers saying that their students are telling them they don't know how to type in a Word document. I literally had a friend that said she had a student email her and say, how do I put words on a page? I'm sorry, you sent an email. And then she asked the student, okay, well, how do you normally type a report or something? The kid goes, Google Docs. And she goes, okay, well, then you open a Google Doc. They don't have time to deal with this. They don't have time to deal with this. Y'all people out there, you need to monitor your children. The problem here that's happened, okay, is moving to this virtual world, we've all of a sudden forced kids to be accountable for their actions. It's real easy when you're standing in front of a teacher. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. I was late to class. I couldn't do this. But now, your teacher done emailed you 15 times. You haven't turned in your work. The grade book right there. No one's doing it for you. There ain't no excuses. That's the problem we got. We're unearthing tons of problems with our society right now. We're unearthing tons of it, okay? We're unearthing tons. That these children, they got to be held accountable. And there's a ton of good ones. When I taught school, I swear to you, there were so many great kids out there. It was ridiculous. I would call them my children. And, you know, a couple of them asked me if I would adopt them, you know, at one point or the other. And I said, I don't think the federal government will let me have any more children. You know what I mean? You know, they put restrictions on that like dogs. Where I live, you can't have more than 5 in your backyard at one time. I said, I can't legally do that with you. I love you, but I can't do it. Right? So virtual school, we're holding kids accountable. And parents, if you got kids out there, hold them accountable. This is the time that they learn. Trust me. No teacher is out there wanting to get them. Okay, no teacher is out there assigning them more work. Because let me tell you something. Having been a teacher, ain't nobody want to grade that mess. Ridiculous. No one cares. Holding them accountable. And help them. Okay, they're navigating a new world. They're learning how to email. They're learning how to get on the internet and research. I've seen so many things coming out from schools. You know, be patient with these children. They're adjusting just like all of us. Oh, I'm sorry. But they snap, tick, and talk chat all day? Bull crap. They know exactly what they're doing. They don't know how to type on a document. Come on, give me a break. Now, what I will say is you got to be smart about it. Okay? I have, some of you, hold on, I'm getting a little peckish. Let me get my bag. Got my nut bag today. And today I'm going to fancy it up. It's funny. It's very convenient. We were talking about German things because I actually packed some pretzels for myself today. And got myself a little cup of mustard. I know it's like dipping a potato chip in a thing of ketchup. It's like the poor man's French fry. This is what I call the poor man's Bavarian pretzel. You get yourself a little cup of mustard, your little Rhodes Gold or Snyder's. I prefer Snyder's because it's more dense. Dip it right in the mustard. Feel like you're in a beer garden. It's beautiful. Where's my wine at? I'm going to spill mustard all down my top. Hold on. Look at me. I look like a flying Walinda. Trying to balance. Hold on. Hold on now. Hold on. Let me get my barefoot cab. All right, down. Hey! Hey! Okay. Look at that. I'm sorry. I have no idea what we're talking about. Okay. A way to get the children through these times. All right. Positive reinforcement. Most people don't know that I'm very learned in the field of psychology. Okay? I have an honorary doctorate from Louisiana State University. Some of you may remember that I did a brief adjunct professor and janitorial internship at that university. And that's where I did my psychology studies. Now, if you've ever studied psychology, you know about the very, very life-altering principles of positive reinforcement, of operant conditioning, okay? Operant conditioning says, if you want this certain behavior, give that thing a stimulus, a reward to ensure they continue that behavior. Okay, that's positive reinforcement. That's operant conditioning. Classical conditioning is the one with the belt. Hold on, I lost my pen. Classical conditioning is the dog sweating and salivating. Okay, operant is like positive reinforcement. Get them to do behavior you want. Give them a treat. Yeah, Laura says, how do you reinforce? Toss them treats. Why do you think kindergarten teachers bring in candy? That's exactly what they're doing. It's positive reinforcement. You do good on your test, here's a licorice or something. Whatever teachers hand out nowadays. Candy cigarettes, although they probably go to jail. Zero tolerance, you know. We're going to put up a fence around the school, make it look like a prison, but you can't smoke a candy cigarette, okay? Whatever. Pavlov, yes, toys. Pavlov's dogs, Pavlov's spots. But that's all it is. That's how you get children to do what you want, okay? Positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement. If they turn in an assignment, excellent. You get dinner tonight. That's motivation. That's Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but we'll go on to that in another time, okay? Conversely, if they do something you don't like, you beat them. Or waterboard them sometimes can work. I mean, not like excessive. You know what I mean? Like, splash a Dixie cup of water in their face and just throw it right at them. Might be a good look for them. They might figure it out. Also, you can't talk about this virtual environment, virtual school, without talking about what the hell? Hold on. Y'all hear that? I swear to God. Hold on a second. Let me turn this camera around. What is happening? I genuinely don't know. Oh, son of a bitch. Bernard's outside. Bernard's outside doing the damn windows. Are you serious right now? Really? No, stop it. Put yourself away. Good Lord. I'm so sorry, folks. I'm so sorry. He has no couth. He has no concept for civility. You know what I mean? He's got no concept of what we're doing here. That we're you and I, we as people are trying to share wisdom about the world. Okay, he said now's a good time to wash the windows. It's gonna rain tomorrow. It's Florida. Get the damn hose. Wasting water. Someone report that man to the EPA. Okay? Anyway, senior class. That's what we're talking about. You can't ignore the fact that these kids aren't having a prom. They're not having graduations, okay? And that's sad. It's really sad. My best part of high school was being a senior. I gained 50 pounds. I don't really know how that's relevant, but I had a good time doing it. I had a great time. We went to McDonald's. Everyone had a car. So we'd hit 3:30. Okay, Wendy's open, McDonald's is open, McFlurry's everywhere. I was huge. I was big, and I was fine. I was happy. I didn't need nobody. Went to prom with my gay best friend. That's how you do it. You don't gotta show nobody. You don't gotta tell nobody your business. You to live your life, okay? But anyway, it is a little sad that these kids aren't having their things, their events. And I do know that one of the most popular things when I was teaching amongst my seniors was things like Promposals. Y'all ever heard of this? Promposals? Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to be honest. At first, I thought it was the most ridiculous damn thing I ever heard. A promposal. I asked my students one day, I said, what is a promposal? They said, well, you like propose someone to go to prom. And I said, so you asking someone to prom? And they're like, yeah, but like, you do it like you would do an engagement, like a marriage proposal. And I said, then why's your engagement going to be special? You got to save that stuff. Well, this is like the best time of our lives. No, it ain't. This part sucks. You ain't gonna remember this. I guarantee you in 5 years. In 5 years, half your memory is gonna be erased by the hard knocks of life. First mortgage check you get, boom. Any nice memory, that promposal going right out the door. Okay? But I entertained them. I had quite a few that were very much, oh, Miss Pussycat. You know, will you help in my promposal? So-and-so is going to come in here during lunch. Will you hold up a poster? And I'll be behind the poster and I'll jump out and I'll say, hey, will you go to prom with me? And I said, you got to be the stupidest kid in the world. What makes you think that that's going to make someone go to prom with you? Okay, if you're going to do a promposal, you do it right. You rent yourself some ponies. Okay, something like a two-way petting zoo, something like that. There's some, down at Wickham Park, they got a miniature horse club. Get that, ride up on a steed or something, you know what I mean? Like, make it good, make it impactful. Get the girl a tiara, get her some roses, you know, and say, will you go to prom with me? Now I will say, I watched one once where the girl said no. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh that hard. Oh, but it was amazing. Oh, it's so good. Oh, this poor kid bought her a bunch of candy from the dollar store. And, oh, all kinds of stuff. And she looked at him and she goes, ooh, I'm sorry. I thought we were just friends. And then he tries to backpedal a whole bunch of, oh, no, like I totally meant it as friends. And I was right behind him laughing my head off. And I said, no, you didn't. Oh, these poor bastards. But then I tell them what I would tell all my students, okay? I tell them what I tell. Oh, Tora says she's seen a note. See, it happens. I said, that's the risk you take. Okay, you take the same risk when you get. I say, if you're one of my career highlights, I bet, Tora, that's the risk you take. You're going to put your love out there on the line. You got to be ready to accept the failure, okay? And like I would tell all my students, y'all really don't worry. None of this will matter. None of this will matter. Enjoy it while you can, absolutely. Ain't going to matter. I'm telling you that much. Okay. So let's talk about some questions. I wrote down some stuff that's right sentiment into just friend zone. It's horrible. But that's how you learn. You know what I mean? That's how you learn who you need in this life. You know, who you're going to become, who the type of guy or gal or whoever they identify as. I'm keen to all that too, okay? I'm very progressive. You know, I don't mind. I'm you know what, let me tell you something. My beliefs have gone down a slippery slope, okay, the past few years. I've always been very, very traditional, very, very, I won't say conservative values, but very, you know, moral values. You know what I mean? And then they slope as the world changes. You know what I mean? You can't stay grounded, rooted in one state of being forever. You got to evolve, okay? You look at me nowadays. I'm evolved. I'm an evolved species. I'm an evolved woman. Okay? This biology, this sociology, I'm a product of growing with my environment. Speaking of growing with my environment, if this quarantine don't end, look at this. I'm outgrowing bras. You see this bubble up right here? Looking like a pop can of biscuits coming out of my cups. It's obscene. It's obscene. They're going to start censoring this live video. That's all I need, okay? All right, so let's talk some questions. Okay, I wrote down a couple things. If you all got some questions, feel free to put them there in the little comments. I don't know how it works. I don't know. Berna told me that people can type in stuff, and I don't know. I don't exactly know how it works. So if you got, Shannon says I'm woke. Thank you. You know, I heard children talking about that once. I was wondering what it was. Thank you. Woke. Carol woke. I like that. I'm going to keep that. So let me know if you have any questions. I got a question a while back. I thought it was from Lori. My opinion on when I think the state should reopen. Okay, I was talking this morning about a friend about this subject, okay? And here's my opinion. Take it for what you will, okay? Personally, if I was a governor, okay, I would not reopen anything officially until you at least had a strong treatment plan, a strong vaccine, something or the other, okay? So there's that. That's personally what I would do. I understand that is not the way a lot of people feel. But here's my issue, okay? I have a friend right now that lives in Georgia, I have a friend right now that lives in Georgia, and her state, they just shit. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't curse on this. Oh, I did. I apologize. But Governor Kim just said, I don't care. I'm nails, tattoos, everything. Everybody, you open it up, everybody. And she said, here's the problem. She's had 3 of her family members have this disease, almost die. She's immunocompromised. She doesn't feel it's safe yet. And it's not. You know what I mean? So she's like, I don't want to go to work. Her boss schedules her for a week of work, and if she doesn't go in, she can't collect unemployment. Okay, so now she's a sacrificial lamb. Now she's like one of Jesus' sheep. You know what I mean? And if you say we're all children of God, that's great. That heartburn come back again. I appreciate that very much. We are children of God, but here's the thing: I didn't sign up to be no lamb. You know, they say they want to they'll reopen states because the hospitals can handle it now. Okay, great. But that still means I could get sick. That's not the point. Anyway, I think that if you're going to open up, you got to treat everybody right. If it's not safe for someone for their personal health reasons to not go out, then you got to respect that. You know what I mean? And give them pay for it. Let the people work that want to work. Let the people not. Okay? What's Tori got? Oh, Tori's got a long one. Let me see. I got to touch my screen. Can y'all see me touching my screen like that? Okay, Tori says, I need some teaching advice. What do I do about a student who pretends he has not received any of my emails about his missing work? He hasn't turned in his work, and he is asking why he is failing. Help. Tori, I'm so sorry. The first thing you really got to ask yourself is, okay, let's give the benefit of the doubt. Is this child technologically disadvantaged? Okay, but he's obviously emailing you, and you obviously emailing him back. Okay, and he's just still saying that he doesn't have any work graded. He still turns in no graded work. Honestly, what you need to do, skip the parents, go straight to grandma. Go straight to grandma. Go into that little system the school has, find the contact information, find his grandma. Because mom's going, oh, that's my baby. Oh, he's doing fine. Go to grandma. Grandma's the one that's going to sit him down and be like, where's your work? Why aren't you doing this? Every class is important, okay? That's my suggestion, is go to grandma. I see Valerie's got a good suggestion. It says a read receipt. That's a good one. That's a good one. And you know something I've learned in my personal life that I often translate to business? Screenshots. Oh, I love a screenshot. Lord, let me tell you something. I take screenshots of everything. And I put it into a CYA folder. You ever heard of a CYA folder? Cover your ass. Always make a running document of stuff that if anyone comes back to bite you on something, oh, I'm sorry, I got the paperwork right here. Screenshot. Right there. Oh, what does Gail says? Retired guidance counselor. Print the emails. Mail by registered mail to parents. That is a new level of sass that I have not even come. Great, Gail, I love that. I'm going to go out and spend my own money to get certified registered mail sent to your butt. Oh, God, I love that level of petty. Oh, I love it. I mean, it's not petty. It's keeping up communication. But God, I love that. That's beautiful. Certified mail your ass. That's how I'll get you. That's a good one. All right, Tori, also earlier, when we were talking about pretzels, I believe, you asked if I had a favorite German phrase. I do. Of course I do. I think everybody's got a favorite German phrase. Mine would be Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. That's my favorite. I think people have a lot of different favorite ones. I think they cover a unique gamut of issues. But I enjoy that one. Said by our favorite president, Kennedy? I'm forgetting. Was it Kennedy that said that? Who was talking to Gorbachev? Or was that Reagan? I don't remember, y'all. I've had a long life. I've had a lot of experiences. And there's a couple of decades that are fuzzy. There's real fuzzy around the late 60s to early 80s that are just kind of wonky for me. They come back in flashes. You know what I mean? They'll come back in flashes. Oh, Mary says Reagan. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, sometimes I'll get hit with like an aura or something, and I'll kind of remember what I was doing in the 60s, but it's not keen in my memory. You know what I mean? It's not real keen in my memory. I don't remember it too well. Okay. Anybody got any other questions? Reagan, I saw that. We got people talking. Yes, that's a German phrase that I forgot. Well, who was the one that said "Ich bin ein Berliner"? Who's the one that said "I'm a German donut"? Was that Kennedy? That was Kennedy. That was Kennedy talking about himself being a donut. I remember that. Yeah, because he did the "Ich bin ein Berliner." Yeah, that was Kennedy. Okay, I got that one right. I got one of them right. Ich bin ein Berliner. Who's the one that said mission accomplished and nothing was done? Bush. Oh, Lord. Y'all remember George Bush? You remember sweet George W? My God. What a little cherub. Y'all see him at Trump's, what was it? Trump's swearing in? I'm black that out too. When he couldn't get his poncho on, Michelle Obama had to help him. I must have watched that video 20 times. What Lord said? Carol said, Tiger King Carol Baskin. We've talked about her before. People mistaking me for Carol Baskin. Says her husband was thrown out of an airplane. When the hell did she say that? Carol Baskin said her husband thrown out of an airplane? Breaking news, Laura. Jesus. My thoughts? I already told you my thoughts on that. I 100% believe that he faked his death, they split the life insurance, and he down in Costa Rica with tigers. That's what he wanted. The last thing he said to anybody was, if I pull this off, it's going to be the slickest thing I ever did. Probably because he was covered in that sardine oil from Carol Baskin. That's why he was so slick. Ridiculous. All right, let's get, what time is it? I don't like to keep you all long. Oh, we gone past time. Come on, all. You got dinner to prep. And I heard Bernard making chili. I gave him the instructions this morning. I gave him, a printout, screenshots. Actually, I gave him screenshots, and it called for all the ingredients. Said to put it in the crock pot on low for 2 hours, or however long it was. And I went out there like 10 a.m. I spend most of the day in here, doing my research on activities and things and topics. And I go out there like 10 a.m. and that damn thing done cooking. And I said, Bernard, I sent you the screenshots of the recipe. And he said, he does this whole thing where he just kind of grunts and doesn't talk. So maybe I'll take I'll let you all know how that turns out somehow or the other. Cinnamon, great question. He better not have put that cilantro in it. I swear to God. I swear to God, if he put that cilantro in there thinking it was my parsley, you may not see a Bernard next week. And I apologize for that. Shannon says, does Bernard deliver dinner? Let me tell you what, Shannon, he don't change out of that outfit. Okay, what you see is what you get. He's going, if you ask him to deliver something, he'll probably do it. He's a very nice man. But he's going to show up at your dang front door wearing old Michael Jordan gym shorts, Crocs, naked from the waist up with a beret on. Okay, that's what you getting. If you down for that, you down for that. You know what I mean? You go for it. But that's what you getting. There's nothing I can do about that. I've told him to put a shirt on many times. He said it hurts his mesh. We've talked about this, how he had a hernia surgery last summer. And he's got that the genital mesh. What do they call that? You see the commercials for where they say if your vagina's been impacted by mesh. He's got that mesh, but in his belly. He had an umbilical hernia, and it tore on the inside. The doctor said, he won't tell me, he don't talk about it, but the doctor said that it was incarcerated in fat. That's the word they use, incarcerated. His body, his hernia was imprisoned by his fat cells. And it was giving him an outie belly button. So they had to go in, make a giant 3-inch scar below his belly button, look like a damn happy face. Okay? And they had to reroute his skin. They had to cut some fat out of him. Lost a pound, that was good. And they stuck that genital mesh in him to keep it all tucked in. If you at the point where you have to have an artificial mesh to hold in your body, maybe you examine some things in your life. Now, I understand that a lot of it is injury-induced. His was injury-induced. He had an old back injury, an old football injury, he calls it, okay? He lifted up a entertainment center that was too heavy once, and then he got an outie belly button, okay? But if you at that point in your life that you got to ask a doctor to put a sponge in you to keep your fat from attacking your body, just take me out to the pasture. Come on. What are we doing here then? You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. People get on me for the amount of crappy wine that I drink. And I say, at least it's quality of life. You know what I mean? If anything, I'm preserving my insides. If anything, me enjoying an adult beverage in the evening is just part of what keeps life going. Because I tell you what, if I'm sitting in a state, you should have seen him last year. Oh, I should have took video. If you would have seen me in a state to where he was, he couldn't even move off the couch. I told you that I thought about calling his mom. Middle of the night, he's screaming. Oh, I can't move my belly. I can't move my belly. You kidding me? Ridiculous. Get up. You don't have surgery. You don't have people take your fat out and reroute your belly button. But if you ever see me in a state like that, and I'm not drinking, that's when you need to be concerned. That's when you need to be concerned. My drinking my barefoot wine out of my Melbourne Civic Theatre cup should not bother anybody. Okay? Because A, this is America. And B, that's my business. You know what I mean? Okay, last question, because we gone way over time now, because I've been ranting about his name, that Bernard. I'm sorry, he has a full name of Aaron Bernard, and he does not like it when I call him Aaron Bernard. Bernard, I had to go on that rant, but Tori asked, she says, do you drink less now that you've left education? Oh, that's a great question. I will phrase it like this, Tori. I'll phrase it like this. My drinking is not less, it is different. Okay? Now, when I was in education, it was medicinal. Purely medicinal. I would get home, bell rings, 3:30 or 2:15 on a Friday. And I would close the door and I would lock it. Okay, I'd close the door and I would lock it. And I'd get in my car and I'd cry all the way home. I mean, that's just they don't tell you that when you sign up to be a teacher. They put you through new teacher orientation and they forget to leave out, oh, by the way, you're going to cry on the way home every day because you're going to hate your life. That's what they need to tell people that more, okay? So I'd get in my car, cry all the way home, okay? Now, when I get to my home, the first thing I'd have to do, okay, is put some kind of liquid in me. Some days it was water. Some days it was gin. It just depended on how the day went, okay? But it was medicinal, meaning that, like, my mind had to come down. My mind had to come down, had to float down. You know what I mean? Now, and then I'd be able to loosen up and talk about my day and revisit the trauma that had happened earlier. Breaking up a fight or witnessing a declined promposal, whatever may have happened that day. Now, my drinking is for relaxation. Okay, it's for relaxation. It's no longer medicinal by need. It is medicinal by choice. Okay, and I think that's the main difference right there. I think that's the main difference. You know, you got to evaluate your life if it's medicinal by need. Okay, but medicinal by choice is a whole different subject. You know, I think that's where you get into trouble. You got to examine that in yourself. That's your business. I'm not going to get into it. But remember, like anything else, it's a slippery slope. Okay, you got to be careful. You got to monitor yourself. Like me, I balance. Okay, I sip on wine. I sip on my barefoot wine throughout the day. But I balance it with healthy grains, like we talked about. Like I got my pretzels here, my healthy grains. This morning I had steel-cut oats. They say that's the healthiest kind of oat for you. So I bought steel-cut oats. I had some rolled oats. But then read about an article on some hipster's blog that said that I should be eating steel-cut because it's better for my bowels. So I switched to steel-cut. I had some steel-cut oats with blueberries and walnuts and a little bit craisins, and a little bit of brown sugar because I like something sweet, okay? But so I balance. You know what I mean? You can't go on a bender for 3 weeks in a row and eat McDonald's every day. You're going to kill yourself. That's not healthy. But if you drink at a tolerable level for your body and balance it with a decent diet, you'll be all right. Like this chili recipe I gave Bernard for tonight. It's paleo. It's all veggie. It's ground turkey, and then it's just a crap ton of vegetables, peppers and carrots and onions and things like that. It's delicious. And it's healthy. And you know what I'm going to pair it with? Some more barefoot wine and a whole tube of crescent rolls. Balance. Balance, my friends. And that's where we'll end it for today. Thank you all so much for joining me on this week's edition of Carol's Corner. We're gonna be starting to put videos out on the YouTube. I'm gonna put that link up on the Funky Dog. Thank you to Funky Dog people for letting me broadcast from your stations again. I'm gonna be putting some videos, some other content up on them channels. But remember, every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Facebook Live, Carol's Corner. Leave me some more topics in the comments. You know, if you want to see my take on something or you want to discuss something, you know, we'll talk about it next week. Love and kisses, Laura. Love and kisses, Gail, everybody. Okay, I'm going to hit this finish button. I don't want it to look like I'm poking you in the eye, though, so I apologize. Okay, my screen's back on. Okay, love you. Okay, bye-bye. Bye. Okay, love you. Bye.